Do you ever have those conversations with somebody that just moves you? That there's something about their story that is just so heartbreaking but beautiful all at the same time. I just had a client session with somebody. It was a much older gentleman. And when I say much older, he was probably in his late 50s. And so am I. So really, he's not that much older, but he looked older than to me and more of like an old soul type of thing that I saw coming through. And the thing about old souls is they almost, when they incarnate here on earth, they front load a lot of their trauma, i.e., that their childhood and, formative years are really rough, that there's a lot of trauma, that there's a lot of, trauma with a big T, major traumas that went on in their lives and have a impact on them much later in life. And one of the first things I got from him is that, he had a lot of big T trauma in his life. And the thing that surprised me, but made me very proud, was that he has been in therapy, and he's been in therapy for a number of years to work through this big T trauma. And, men have a really hard time reaching out for professional help like that. Women, we're just built different. We need that community. We need that outreach. We need that engagement. We need to talk to other women and professional or friends, or sisters. We need them to help us work through our things. Men just don't do that. It's changing. Men are definitely becoming way more accepting to therapy and to talk therapy and to really, and even with other men, like having these deep conversations and working through their trauma because they are really starting to see how it's impacting them in their lives and how much change they can do from, talking through this trauma. Again, he's older, late in life, and just had this epiphany that he wanted to become a teacher and work with school-age children. And immediately I saw him as a little boy. And I saw him as a little boy playing with all of these future children that he was going to be teaching. And the message was how much healing he is going to do internally with his inner child working with these children. And it's because he's going to be able to give to these little children all of the love, caring, respect, nurturing, ego building, confidence building, communication styles, the ability to talk about feelings and knowing that you're safe and all of these things that not only would he be giving these to these children, but he would be giving it to himself too. And I could see how much positive impact this was going to have on him in the next 5 years. How much he's going to grow and how much, and yes, he's been going through therapy and that has helped him a lot, but feeling this calling in his life, how much repair that was going to do to him internally is just phenomenal. And I was so proud of him that he listened to himself. He didn't say to himself when he got this calling of, yeah, like I'm, in my late 50s and it's time for me to go back to school and become a teacher and be like, I'm in my mid 50s. Why would I want to go back to school and become a teacher? Like, that's a couple of years more of education. Like, it's time for me to think about retirement. And no, he listened to that inner voice, that inner wisdom, that inner guide that said, no, this is what you need to do. And he didn't know why. He trusted it, but he didn't know why. And I was able to give him the why. Because the healing that he's been working on, the healing that he's been seeking, the healing that he so desperately needs is going to come out of this working with these children. And I so love this for him. And I made him promise that he was going to keep in touch with me so that I can learn from him how much he has grown and healed with working with these children over the next couple of years. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this story, this reading.